Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're jumping into the Song of Solomon.
Yeah, it's this incredible collection of, well, ancient love lyrics, really passionate stuff.
Absolutely. We want to look at how it portrays, ideal human love, but also explore some of those deeper meanings people have found in it over the centuries.
Right. The text itself is our main source, naturally.
And our mission, really, is to try and grasp why this ancient poetry still hits home, why it resonates, and understand the different ways it's been read.
Exactly. And you see it right away. The text is, I mean, it's pretty direct about mutual desire, courtship.
Sensual even. It
Mm.
really affirms human connection, sexuality, within that context of commitment, like marriage.
Totally. It's a celebration of that bond.
Now, authorship. Tradition points to
Mhm.
Solomon, right?
That's the classic attribution, yeah. But when you look closely at the language, linguistically,
It seems later.
it points later, yeah. Probably post-Babylonian exile, so after 538 BC. Maybe an unknown poet compiled existing songs?
Or poets. I heard some scholars even suggest parts might have um, a female voice behind them.
That's a theory and a fascinating one. Hard to pin down, but it highlights the strong female perspective in the text.
And the style itself is interesting. It's not quite a narrative, is it?
No, not really. It feels more like a lyric dialogue. It's got this dramatic flow.
Almost theatrical.
Sort of, yeah. And scholars see links to ancient Egyptian secular love songs.
Right. And didn't you mention Mesopotamian connections too?
Mm-hmm. Those sacred marriage cult songs
Yeah.
celebrating divine unions. There are echoes stylistically. It's not a rigid structure, which adds to that poetic quality.
Okay, so on one level, it's clearly about human lovers, very passionate, very physical.
Undeniably, that literal interpretation is powerful in itself.
But given its place in Scripture, you kind of expect more layers. What pushed people towards uh, allegorical readings?
Well, that's the big turn, isn't it? For centuries, especially in Jewish tradition, it was read allegorically
As what exactly?
as the deep relationship, the love story between the Lord and Israel, his chosen people.
Okay, but why this particular book for that metaphor? It seems so earthy.
That's maybe why. The sheer intensity of the love, the longing, the back and forth, it kind of mirrored the covenant tradition. You know, God's relationship with Israel wasn't always smooth.
Right. The prophets often use marriage metaphors, sometimes talking about infidelity.
Exactly, like Hosea, Jeremiah.
Hmm.
They use that imagery, sometimes quite negatively, portraying Israel as unfaithful. But the song, it offers this positive vision.
Thousand.
It emphasizes reciprocity, mutual desire. The female figure isn't just passive, she's active, seeking, cherished. It's a really beautiful counterpoint, you know?
That makes sense. A more positive, intimate view of that divine covenant,
Precisely. And Christian tradition largely followed suit.
building on that Jewish interpretation.
Yeah, and building on the New Testament itself, which often uses marriage as an image for God's relationship with people.
Like Christ in the church.
Exactly. That became a major interpretation. The song as praising the love between Christ and the church. Thinkers like Origen, later St. Bernard, they really ran with this.
Origen even saw it as representing the individual soul's union with Christ, right? That mystical level.
That individual, intimate, spiritual connection. So you have these layers: human love, God and Israel, Christ and the church, Christ in the soul.
So whether you read it literally as this amazing human love poem or allegorically as a sacred bond,
It fundamentally speaks about the power and the beauty of love, deep connection.
its strength seems to be in that very ambiguity, that ability to resonate on different levels.
I think so. It celebrates human love while also offering this profound metaphor for a spiritual relationship.
Which brings us back to why it endures. It makes you think, doesn't it? For
Yeah.
you listening, how do these themes, love, desire, commitment, how do they land with you?
Regardless of which interpretation feels right.
Yeah. What does this ancient poetry tell us, maybe, about our own fundamental need for connection, connection with each other, and maybe something more?
A question definitely worth pondering.